Game over. It is game over.
Game over, cancer. I'm Val Solomon, Director of Program Impact at Cannonball Kids Cancer Foundation.
And I'm Dana Nichols, Executive Director of CKC.
Game Over Cancer, a podcast dedicated to exploring conversations about pediatric cancer research, solutions, and inspiring family stories.
We're a nonprofit dedicated to creating innovative treatment options for kids fighting cancer and educating for change.
By creating a space for these conversations, we empower the community to take action and provide tangible hope.
Game over, cancer. Screw you, cancer. Today's episode is all about a survivor's journey. I am so excited that everyone's going to hear from Lily, just one of the sweetest souls. For all of our listeners in September, we are shining a light on survivors. And so we have another survivor story today. If you heard earlier in the month, Andy's episode, you'll now be hearing Lily. And what's so awesome is that every survivor is a different human being, just like every human being is different. And so I think you'll notice how different they are, how different their journeys are, but they are equally charming and we are obsessed.
Absolutely. This is such a wonderful conversation. I've been waiting for a while to bring it to listeners. Lily is comfortable and excited to kind of dip her toe back into speaking about survivorship. And I absolutely love her and can't wait for you to listen to what she has to say.
So you all are so lucky. She's given us her time. We are so lucky she's given us her time. And we hope you enjoy this episode. We know you will.
Well, I have been really looking forward to this conversation today. We have our guest today is a 2-time cancer survivor, partnered with CKC on several initiatives, including virtual fundraising for the Gold Gala during COVID, was a huge help with keeping CKC going during a really difficult time. She's fought cancer, adolescence, high school, and becoming an adult all before her freshman year of college. She's basically the strongest person we know, dedicated to using her power of communication to advocate for public well-being, and a strong believer that the best education comes from life experience. She's cool. She's an inspiration.
She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She's here to talk to us. Please welcome Lily Bakour.
Hi. Hello.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thanks for saying that.
It's all true.
We mean it all. Thank you for being
Making
here.
me blush.
Thank you for taking time.
Well, let's get started with, I know we kind of chit-chatted about where we want to start, where we want to go, and let's start by giving our audience some context. I know you very well, but let's let other people kind of in on about your diagnosis, your treatment, how we met, all that good stuff about what brought us together, but also the things that you've been through. Let's get everybody oriented to that.
Yeah, set the tone. I got you. All right. So I was diagnosed with cancer at 15. And since then, still on my journey in my own way, but I've been in remission for 7 years now. And just, for a little bit of context, I went through surgery, traditional chemo, radiation, and was in remission for a little bit, and then it came back. And then I was on a trial for immunotherapy, and that worked. And I ended up stopping my treatment during COVID because at that point I was in remission, and we just decided that it was safer for me to not get treatment than to be in the hospital at that time. But I'm just, since then, I've loved sharing my story and bringing a little bit of, just a human touch to cancer in general. It can be a really scary conversation, and I love to talk about things that make it inviting for the average person to connect with. And especially through my advocacy, when I'm speaking at events and stuff, I want people to feel that I am a person too, and it's inconvenient and it sucks to go through cancer a lot of the time, but I really believe in the collective just taking care of one another. And that's why I share my story.
Well, I remember the first time I ever heard about you was from our founder, Melissa, who heard you speak at an event. And I think her words were, I've never heard a more like put together 17-year-old in my entire life. Like just the way that you were able to articulate not only your the impact that cancer and that its treatments have had on you, but also just to let people know how human you were, and that it could happen to any one of them, but it was in such a connecting and authentic way. And I was like, and she's how old?
Right.
And then we met you in person, and it's like, yeah, that's who this woman is, you know?
Oh, thank you.
It's incredible to think of someone public speaking at 17, regardless, right?
Yeah.
18, 19, like it's top fear for most people all the time, right? Now we're going to be super vulnerable. We're going to talk about our hardest experience, but I wonder if you can take it all the way back to there of like the first couple times deciding like, yeah, I'm going to tell my story. And then like, "Woo, I'm actually doing it. I'm standing up here. What's happening?"
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Absolutely. So I think after I was in remission, I was just invited to speak. I think I'm spicy. I'm a little bit sassy. I'm a woman of color. I and I'm a Leo. I'm an extrovert. Like, let's just be real. So yeah, I think it had to do a little bit with survivor's guilt as well, where I was like, okay, I made it out, but I know all of these kids in the center are still getting their treatment. So let me at least go talk to people with money and ask them to participate in this, because something I say is like, it's the hardest for the parents. And to this day, I still believe that. Like seeing your kid go through something, that's what really stuck with me. And so I think I just had a specific opportunity to share from the child's perspective, but also I was a teen, so I was able to articulate things a little bit better than someone who's, younger.
Yeah.
But when I went on stage that day, it was at like a gala type event. I was crying the whole speech. There was a sniffle like every other word of what I was saying. But I think that when it comes to public speaking in general, statistically, when you speak, people just remember how you make them feel. And I think that that's what I always come back to is, as long as they know that this means something to me and that I'm so grateful for treatment options, and that I think like I said, we all need to take care of each other. It's not on me. It's not on you. It's not on this podcast. And it's for everything in the world. It's not only for cancer. It's for everything. It's empathy, So as long as they feel a little bit of that, then it's successful to me. I think that I was definitely younger. And so obviously my personality changes every 10 minutes. So it's
normal.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's growth. And Val, really has helped me kind of not reclaim, but be intentional about when I share and what I share. And so yeah, I'm learning along the way, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm doing something that makes a difference in a positive direction, then I'm able to remove myself and be excited about it, including public speaking where my nose is running and I'm crying to a group of people,
Yeah. Do you feel, and you touched a little bit on survivor's guilt, which is so difficult Well, we want our survivors, and
Right.
and you want to be a survivor. I wondered if your relationship to the survivor's guilt has changed from teenage you to adult you.
Yeah, definitely. I think at first it was very heavy, especially because I was so intertwined in the cancer world, and people and everyone talks about it with you when, they know that you've gone through it. And a lot of people like have completely different stories
Yeah.
that are, I think that I'm super lucky to, obviously I have side effects to this day, but it's tough, And so at first I just felt all of the guilt of that, and not only of cancer, of my generational trauma, thinking about all the women before me. My parents are immigrants. I had a lot of guilt that I have so much freedom, and there was just a lot of guilt in general. But through my healing journey, I think I've realized that in order to give to people, I have to understand that I deserve to be here. I deserve to, even when I travel and I'm just like, this is the best day of my life, why do I deserve this, compared to the women in my, my ancestors. But then I have to talk myself through it and be like, no, you are here, and they're so happy for you to experience this. And all of the
Yes.
people going through chemo right now are actually inspired that you get to go and run and, weight train and eat healthy, and that your biggest problem is your breakup. That's so awesome.
Yes.
So I have to really think about it in that moment and kind of shut it down. And I've gotten better and better. And now it's to the point where it's like, okay, I'm here. What am I doing to make sure that I'm contributing to this world in a way that makes me feel calm on a day-to-day? And I'm still getting there. But
yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
what, right? It's so beautiful, and I appreciate your thoughtfulness there. And also, I'm just so sorry that there's so much additional mental gymnastics because of cancer, right? Like, it's appreciate that you can acknowledge, like, this is where I am as a woman of color, this is where I am as a survivor, all these things. It's like, just keep stacking that, one more thing, and you handle it with such grace. It's very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I wonder if you wanted to share. We've chatted with several cancer survivors on the podcast, and one thing and I've shared with you some of the conversations that we've had with some of those folks. And one thing that comes up when we chat is how your story and your relationship to your survivorship story and how you tell it and where you tell it has changed over time, which some of our folks have mentioned before when they've been on the podcast, which is, when I first came out of treatment and I got the all clear, I was like this, and it was hopeful, and I wanted to talk to everybody. And then as time went by, it's kind of morphed into this, and there were different stages. But I think you've been very thoughtful, and I don't know if it has something to do with when you grew up, how you grew up, and the certain things that you face. But I wondered if you could talk with our listeners about how your relationship with your survivorship story has changed in the last few years, and, kind of what it took to overcome some things that you were seeing that, you might have even told a certain part of your story in the past, and you're just like, you know what, I don't want that out there anymore. If you wanted to share anything with us about that.
Yeah. Definitely. Like we touched on earlier, I think we all change. The internet is just so permanent in general, or that's what I feel. Sometimes I just want to not be perceived in general. That's just me as a person. I'm just like, don't look at me. Don't think about me. I just want to do my day-to-day. And I think that that's normal, you know?
Yeah.
But I think just being completely honest, when I was dating at some point and I was like, let me look myself up and see what other people are looking
If
at
other
when
people Google me,
What comes up?
what
yes.
comes up?
Yeah.
Better be a great picture.
Yeah.
Come on.
So hard.
And it was 15 cancer articles of me when I was 15, just quoting that. I mean, which is cute, you know, but I want other things to be online as well that represent me other than being a pediatric cancer advocate. And also some of the things I just don't resonate with anymore. So I think in general, I've been clearing my internet presence. Like there were some articles from high school that I just didn't want online anymore. So I emailed my teacher. There were some cancer articles where I was just like, can you remove my last name so that, I mean, I'm fine being on there, but I just want to be intentional. I studied communications, so I really understand that the internet like exploded way faster than we can fathom and put regulations to protect ourselves. And at the time, I mean, I would say I was a child when I was quoted for most of these things. And I mean, now I'm growing into my adulthood and I'm feeling more comfortable, but yeah, it's when it's not as simple as deleting your post from when you were 14, you have to go and email the news people and then they might respond or not. But overall, it's not a big deal. But yeah, my story, I mean, at first I was completely avoidant. I didn't want anyone at school to know that I had anything related to cancer because I wanted to be a cute teenage girl, you know? And then I was like, no, I'm an advocate and we need to save, you know, I got into that. And this past chapter, I've just been really taking care of myself inside and out. And with that, I'm so happy to, I mean, if this resonates with someone, that would be really cool and fulfilling. But also, I hope that the next article that I'm tagged in is Forbes 30 under 30.
Right.
You know,
Yes,
not
girl, yes.
not anything cancer related. Love it, and I'm happy to do this. But I also have other things that I want that are a part of me, or you know, just so I'm still obviously experiencing the different stages, but I'm having fun with exploring it and talking to other people about their journeys, and it's ongoing.
I think it's so cool to just even talk about, you know, okay, so even for someone to hear, there was an article about me. I had said yes, and now my time of yes is over. It's not even a no. It's just like the part of the yes is done. Can you take it down? And I hope if there is something that resonates with anyone about their story, you know, let's put it in the lens of pediatric cancer, but let's put it anywhere. Like, I'm in charge of my story, and that also means I get to be in charge of things I've given access to. Saying I'm done there and closing it down is so cool, is so brave, and I really resonate with it. I think about poor Val hears me all the time talking about social media, but you know, even for me, I have a cancer Instagram. And then at first I was like, yes, this is it. And it's for survivors and it's this and it's that. And now I'm like, I need to delete that. Like, I'm not in control of that. And that's really hard. And if only the survivors who I wanted to see it and I knew that's who it's for, we're going to do it, I'd have no problem forever. That's not what the internet is. And that's really hard. And that lack of control, where there's been so much lack of control in other things, is just unsettling. And some days I wake up and I'm like, but this outfit is cute. Maybe I should post it. So it's just all the time that, like, where am I in this? And it's ongoing.
And the answer is sometimes I'm in both spaces at once. You can feel like you have an awesome outfit you want to do a get ready with me, and at the same time not want to put up with people's responses about it, right? Like that's a real thing too.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I think it's really interesting to hear anytime someone's talking about their survivorship journey and, what comes with age, what comes with a different stage of life, like, dating or trying to make sure my internet persona works, all those things. And like what it looks like now versus what it even looks like in 2 or 3 more years is, that as a survivor, for me to see you as a survivor, that's the gift, is that you get to live life on your terms.
Yeah.
So, but also, again,
I do remember chatting with you around the point in time when you were talking about going back to some of these places and just saying like, hey, can we look at or here's a link. Here are the changes that I want to make. And I almost sensed a little bit of hesitancy in your voice in that moment. And I was like, well, first, hang on. Let's look at CKC's website and see if there's anything on here about you that you don't like. And then we're like, okay, all right, we did that. And then it was sort of just me being like, listen, there should be someone at all these places that you're talking about. There should be someone who cares that a survivor with their story on their website has a change they want to make.
Mhm.
And so here's who that person, like what their title might be. Let's try to figure out who they are. And I think sometimes for me, I was just excited to be with you on that for a little bit, because to me, it was very much like confirming what we talk about a whole lot of the time, which is when we say, if you change your mind later, we are fully ready to make any changes to your presence on CKC's social media, on our website, whatever. We actually mean it. So I was like, okay, let me just see, like, we're going through this right now. But then also I feel like I got a little bit mama bear, and I apologize for that, because I was like, no, you need to tell these people. And if they don't email you back, you could CC me and I'll be like, we already got her stuff off of our website.
And you did that.
Well,
and I really appreciate it.
It's again, to what Dana was talking about, you didn't have maybe a lot of choice in the matter when you went through cancer treatment. And if we're all saying what we want to do is make cancer treatment better for people in the future, now, whatever, one of the things we can do is give them the control that they need in the moment where we can. And that was something absolutely I felt like people need to have, like survivors need to have control over their own story. Like, end of the day. It's been,
thank you for saying that.
It's been really interesting and fun, and I've just really loved watching you kind of step into that and do it in a way I can tell, I can see how healthy you are in the way that you've done it too.
Oh, thank you. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's also personal. Some people love to put on their story every single thing that they do, and that's their vibe. And I love that. And I love the confidence. I love when people on their Instagram keep photos in black and white from when they were 16, and it's really cringe. I actually love that. I think that's so hilarious. And it's a different stance, but for me, no, I didn't want my ukulele account from when I was 10 to be online. And I think that's also fair.
Yeah.
And so as much as it is related to cancer, I think you're 100% right. It's the internet is just so, there's not a lot of privacy on there. Even some of my Pinterest photo, like just things that I liked or my profile, I was like, why is this on Google? I just want to share, like save cute. Anyways,
I just like DIYs. Why do I have to broadcast?
Yeah,
my dinner recipe. No,
seriously.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own version of it, but I really appreciated you coming in with that mama bear energy, because a lot of people just ignore you. Google takes 6 months to take something off, so it's like it's a long process. But I just want my whole aura, whatever is out there, to resonate with me, whether that be something that I was quoted on when I'm 15 or something when I'm 25 or 45. I just want it to have a certain standard that I'm comfortable with it being on there. And yeah, so it's been slow, but it's, yeah.
Well, I think the other thing I'm hearing from you is you want the opportunity for this version of you today to be able to inform people's opinions of who you are. If whether that's a date or a job or, a book club, if you go somewhere and no matter what, when someone hears someone is a childhood cancer survivor, it's like they've put a metaphorical cape on you before they meet you. So now you're the bravest, toughest person in the room. And sure, that's all true, but let me prove that to you tonight at pizza. Like, let me just talk, and that I am who I am today with that, but not only that. And those are gifts to be able to form relationships and bonds with people. And that gets taken away if they've decided they know everything about you from an article when you were 15 years old.
Yes, 100%.
So let's stop talking about cancer now.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
talk more about, what's going on with Lily. It is cancer related still. It's what's her survivorship like now, but what's going on with you? What are you excited about? What's new in Lily's world?
Okay, Val. What's going on with Lily? I am currently in a transition of moving. So I used to live on Oahu in Hawaii, and now I am back in California. And that has been a shock to my nervous system, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm learning how to preserve just a regulated nervous system in this culture here.
You're not on the island anymore.
No. Yeah, it's different. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are shaken around in my life, but I think I'm always dedicated to my own wellness and healing journey. Obviously, that my cancer story,
It's coming across.
and health.
It's coming across.
Yeah.
In the best way.
So to be honest with you, I'm really just focusing on making sure that I get my movement in, that I'm honestly dealing with healing the side effects of radiation, and my gut microbiome is off from, they put you on antibiotics and steroids, and my body fluctuated a lot. So right now I'm just focusing on giving her the space to really take a deep breath. And that's how I'm approaching everything in my life, my fitness, my career, and my passion. I still want that I just want to wake up every day and be calm and excited and like fulfilled, I guess, at the end of the day. So I'm still on that journey, but I'm proud of where I'm at. And I think this podcast, it's funny that we're talking about how I'm removing all my cancer stuff from online, but I'm doing a cancer podcast.
No, we hear it. We all contain multitudes. Yes.
It can be both, Lily. It can be both.
Say. For me, this is more of a personal development thing of taking up a little bit of space. And I'm honestly honored that you two want to speak to me today and that you think I have something valuable enough to share with whoever clicks on this, So yeah, this is exciting for me, and a lot has come up along the way of just being ready to speak and how far do I want to share, and my story's totally different now and all of that. So I guess personal development and chillin', living life, and that's a full-time schedule right there with those couple things.
We are so grateful to you. I would also just throw back your existence exactly as you are is what's valuable and is why we're here. So I'm grateful you take the time, and I'm so grateful that people who will listen to this can hear that every survivor story is different and every survivor is a person, is the bottom line, right? So thank you. Truly, the reason why CKC invests in research is to make life and treatment easier on kids who grow up to be adults, like Lily and her family and everyone's family that is in this fight. So if you're listening and want to support our research, you can make a gift on our website, cannonballkidscancer.org.
That's right. And we want to thank you for tuning into Game Over Cancer and encourage you to leave a review, share this with other folks, and just help us educate for change.
Absolutely. So we appreciate you joining us and making a commitment to be part of our fight. Until next time, I'm Dana Nichols.
And I'm Val Solomon.
And we will see you later.
Join us as we transform fear into courage and turn adversity into opportunities for change.
If you want to be involved in the conversations that create change in the world of pediatric cancer, take a moment, share, like, and subscribe.